here on the Sunrise Morning Show. We're going to talk about buy before dates and sell before dates and use before dates.
Okay, when it says best by date, Matt, that indicates when a food product will have the best flavor or quality, I always think of like fresh foods like meats and dairy, but what you just said is so true. Your best indications for any of those dates are your senses, looks, aroma, texture. Most of those foods labeled with the best by date are okay if they're stored properly up to a week or so past the date.
All right, so the sell by date is where people get antsy.
Sell by dates, basically, Matt, these are grocery store specific. And I say that because this date is how long the store can display the items on the shelves. It's not a safety date. Again, you see this on perishables like bagged salads, meats, dairy, breads, and fish products. So just pay attention and look at the quality. Your senses are your best judge there.
All right, so when you say the senses are the best judge, I imagine that's going to come into play a little bit when we get to the real where the rubber hits the road question, which is the use by date, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Or what we often refer to as the expiration date.
This is the last date that's recommended for the use to eat the product when it's at the best quality. And basically, again, that's when you're supposed to eat it. Not a safety date for most foods. So I always say if something's properly stored and handled, again, there's your senses using those as the best judgment. And a good example is milk. Now, I use it a good week at least after the use-by date, even after it's open. But you can tell right away by the smell.
Rita, I mean, this happens actually a lot with like barbecue sauce or like hot sauce or something, where it'll say, use it by this date, and I won't even pay attention to it. And then, months down the road, I'll be like, oh, I've been using this expired hot sauce for the past 3 months, but it's just fine.
Well, yeah, and mustard's another good example. Even after you open it, if it's in the refrigerator, it stays good a long time. And those things usually have a lot of acid in them, too, so it's preserved like with vinegar and stuff. And so, again, there you go, your good judgment. And popcorn, too. I just popped some yesterday. It had a best used by, basically eat by date. It was 2 months ago, and it was just fine. So things like canned goods, like canned tomatoes, you know what? Don't pitch those out right away. They should be good at least up to a year after the use-by date. Looks and, again, use your senses. And if you're still confused, the FDA has a lot of good information on shelf-stable foods, so you can always check that site out as well.
I bet you there's some people who still have some colored eggs laying around and are wondering, are these okay to still eat? We're a few days out from Easter now.
Yep. Basically, when you hard-boil an egg and you put it in the fridge, it's okay to eat, peeled or not, up to a week or so. And I always say that's the cutoff date. Again, your senses. If it's not peeled, peel it, and you'll know. But basically a week.
But I want to know about eggs that are in the carton that are not hard-boiled, like a raw egg. How you've got a tip for how we can figure out if that's a good egg or a bad egg, as it were.
Oh, yeah, because they stay good. You can keep those up to over a month after you buy them. Basically, put them in a glass of water. A real fresh egg sinks all the way to the bottom, and then as it ages, it floats a little. It's okay. But if an egg floats all the way to the top, no good.
Hi, I'm Matt Swaim from the Sunrise Morning Show. Thanks for watching. We encourage you to like and subscribe so we can continue to share more great conversations, and be sure to visit us at sunrisemorningshow.com.